Alright, what's up, y'all? Exciting video today. Well, it's more so exciting for me, to be honest. This might not be the most exciting video to watch because the car is kind of undrivable in its current state. I'm about to order lower control arms so I can push the front wheels in a little bit more because at the moment it rubs and I don't want to ruin stuff, so I'm not going to drive the car. But we're going to be pulling out the 391 diff and going to trade it for a welded, this one's welded too, but welded 293, I believe, or it's a 315, 293. Either way, it's going to have way longer gears and basically make the car way more enjoyable to drive and probably way faster because we literally have half a second in the power band, especially with it blowing the wheels off. It's like as soon as the torque hits, I'm shifting. So yeah, it should be pretty exciting. Got the FedEx guy driving, so I'm gonna pull this thing out. Also, I told the dude I'd be there in like 2.5 hours and it's like a 30-45 minute drive, so let's try and be quick. Hopefully we don't run into too many problems. I've never done this before, but let's just get working. I've also not ate anything all day, but I did have a Black Rock fuel, so I'm caffeinated and hungry. It's gonna be interesting. I don't even know where I'll jack this thing up from after when the diff is out, because I always jack it up from the diff. Who knows? So the diff he's giving me doesn't have any diff bushings in it, which is actually perfect because it'll save me some work because we have some solid diff bushings that we can put in there, which might help with stuff not breaking. I don't really know, but we're gonna throw them in anyways. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna start by unbolting the axles, then go to the drive shaft, and then work on the actual bolts that hold the diff to the subframe. Bro, that literally went way too easy. Like, everything went exactly how I expected. I thought it'd be way harder to pull it out than it was, but we just wiggled it out, used the floor jack, and went pretty freaking perfect. Honestly, I didn't have like a single problem. One thing worth mentioning though, like literally like 9 out of the 12 CV shaft or axle bolts were loose, so I definitely need to use like Loctite or something on them because that's pretty sketch. So now I'm going to figure out a way to get this thing into the Civic, put a towel down in there, and then also going to put the metal bushings or aluminum bushings in the freezer so they can shrink up for a little bit. And then we're going to go run over to Buddy's house and go trade diffs. That thing is freaking heavy. So first things first, before we go to pull the bushings out of the freezer, we're just going to try and find the stuff that fits against this, so as soon as we take the bushings out of the freezer, we can start pressing them in. So we basically just have a bunch of fucking things like that. It comes with a little cap and then a C-clamp, we can just tighten it down. So hopefully this works. So this one fits perfectly on the outer edge here, so we'll probably have that one on this side, and this one won't go inside, but it should hopefully not go around the bushing. It's pretty close here. I don't know, maybe we'll just go grab the bushing so we can actually see. Alright, these are indeed very cold. It's actually freezing the fuck out of my hand. Said to put some grease on it. This is white lithium grease. I don't know if that's the right kind, but that's what we got. Put that on there. Hopefully it's not too hard to squeeze on there. And the side of the flange goes on this side, so we're gonna push it that way. A little towel here, so we can rub this all over the place and put gloves on. I'm trying to go as fast as possible so it doesn't get warm. Luckily it's kind of cold out, so. Get a 22mm here. Just gonna crank this bad boy down. She's going in. Can't really tell if it's going or not. Alright, so it's actually just halftime during the basketball game right now, but I watched a YouTube video and the dude literally just used a mallet to put it in, and I was doing all that work, so we're gonna try and do a mallet and see if it works or not. Nice and lubed up. Here goes nothing. It's kind of going. Alright, so I got that one to go in, the second one. That literally took me like 30 seconds, some way less effort. I didn't even use a torque bar. I'm thinking the last time I didn't use the cup, the round thick thing on the backside, and I'm guessing it's probably interfering with the back of the bushing, so it's probably just trying to smush the bushing itself and it wouldn't let it go in. So we're gonna try this setup on the other side. Hopefully it works. I did put it in the wrong way. I really don't want to take it out. It's probably a smart thing to do. I guess we'll try and take it out. God damn it. This is our contraption to try and take it back out. Basically we have a socket. It's going to push against the bushing. Then we have this spacer thing, which will give us enough room to actually pop it out. We're just going to crank this bad boy down. Hopefully it'll pop out without too much trouble. There she be. That was not bad at all. Hopefully I didn't mess it up at all. Alright, now we've got it lined up in here the way it's supposed to be, to where it's going to be parallel to the ground. These little dots, we're just going to use a mallet to hit it in a little bit so it's straight, and then just do the same thing we did on this side. So it definitely was just hitting the backside before, because that was honestly fucking easy. Like, if I didn't fuck it up the first time, that would have taken me like 2 minutes. One pro tip, if you are doing this yourself, just put the differential like on the input flange. I don't know how good that is for it, but it's a diff. I mean, if it's not gonna handle that, it's not gonna handle 500 horsepower. So, but that just makes it easier. So when you're lining up the ball joint press thing, that way you're not fighting both sides against gravity. You're just kind of fighting to keep one side lined up. But yeah, now we just have to do the one Durlin bushing on the actual subframe itself, and then we can start throwing this bad boy back in there. Alright, so this bushing right here is what we need to take out. So let's see if we can figure out some sort of contraption to get this bad boy out of here. So I've actually decided that this front diff bushing seems like it's going to be a major pain in the ass, and I mostly just want to get this diff in the car. I was just kind of doing the solid bushings because I had them, and yeah, mostly just don't feel like doing it. And I'm planning on pulling out the subframe in a month or so to do the M3 trailing arms and basically replace every single bushing. So might as well just do it then. When it's outside the car, it'll probably be 30 times easier. Maybe I'm just being lazy. who knows? But we're gonna get the diff in there, and we should be able to get it all buttoned up. Alright, what's up, y'all? It's officially morning time, or should I say afternoon time. Basically, we got the diff in last night. We just need to hook up the drive shaft, hook up the axle shafts, and the sway bar, and that's pretty much it. Then we're probably gonna have to raise the front a little bit, because I don't want to have to wait a week. I still don't really know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna get new control arms, but that'll take at least a week. So we'll just raise the front up a little bit for now. Then we can go see how this thing feels. Alright, y'all, so car is officially back on the ground. I might actually just pull the front fenders off because I forgot I have actual rivet nuts in there, so I can literally just pull like four bolts off each side and just pull the front fenders off, because it seems a little bit stupid to raise the front if I'm just gonna lower it back down again. Kind of a waste of effort, and that way we can go test the car and not do a bunch of work for no reason. So I think we're gonna do that, as long as that was actually what was rubbing. So let's give it a shot. We've got the fenders off, or the over fenders, and now we can go ahead and take this all, go for a test drive. Number one, see if it rubs at all. I did put a towel under the over fenders in the rear to kind of space them out, so we should be good there. Obviously, hopefully the fronts are good. I mean, we've got like 3 inches of room up there now, and hopefully everything is good with the drivetrain situation. It's making me a little nervous, but we've got fluid, everything's nice and tight, so it should be good. But I've never swapped a diff before, but let's go see what happens. It moves. Considering this thing is open downpipe, it's low-key kind of quiet. Don't have a noise that I had before. Like, it used to have, like, I thought it was a throwout bearing. I could be tripping. Maybe it's in my head. Lots of traffic in the neighborhood. Still rubbing. Well, at least the diff works. I don't know what the fuck it's rubbing on. Right, so it looks like it's actually this thing that's rubbing over here. So we're just gonna trim this down a little bit and then zip tie it up. See if that fixes our problem. So I don't even know if the over fenders were actually rubbing or not. Right, here goes try number 2. Not even gonna put the seatbelt on this time. First gear now. It's still rubbing a little bit. You can already feel how much longer the gears are. Crazy. Dude, there had to have been something loose before or something. Before I would go off throttle and it would make a noise. Yeah, it feels really good. It doesn't even shudder as much off throttle either. It feels really good. Oh, God. God damn it. Well, we actually have a first gear now, bro. That's crazy. It's definitely still rubbing like insanely. Oh, you know what? Bro, it feels like a fucking wheel is about to fall off. Two loose nugs on the, or 2 loose lugs. Not a stoner, I promise. On the right side, we're just gonna drive real slow and pray to the heavens that my wheel doesn't fall off. Go and check it. So sketchy. Also, for those of you who don't know, I guess no, you guys wouldn't know this. One time, I used to have a blue SC300. I don't think I made any YouTube videos with it. It stanced out on VSKFs, and I took it to a buddy's house, and we lowered the car a little bit, and we didn't loosen the lug nuts. And we go to take it for a drive, and the wheel fucking falls off, and the car was just freaking on the ground, and we it was so much work just to get it off the ground so we could fix shit. It was ridiculous. Alright, just to show you guys how bad this shit was. So I've already tightened 3 of these lug nuts. Let me show you how tight these other ones are. Alright, so I've tightened these 3, right? Looks fine. This is how tight the other 2 were. I haven't touched these ones. And they all 5 are like this. I don't know how I let that happen, but that is very stupid. I'm also going to check the other side, tighten them up, and then we can go for another drive. Alright, y'all, 3rd time's the charm, right? Alright, all of our lug nuts are loose there. Also, it wasn't as bad as the right side, but the left side was also loose. Alright, y'all, 20th try is the charm. It looks like it should be good at this point. It was, I originally kind of cut it straight up and down, because I was like just looking at the fender this way. But obviously the wheel kind of turns in that way, so I need to be looking at it that way, cut it that way. It looks like it's perfectly good now on both sides, so let's give it a test. Smooth as butter. Let's go. Got first gear. Jeez. Let's go. Haven't even done pulls yet, and I'm stoked. Spinning the wheels, and it just takes me straight to the left. It feels way faster now, bro. Like when you get on it in 2nd gear, you're going, bro. You're fucking going. God damn. It needs an alignment, bro. This shit is scary. It feels way quicker. Because before, like by the time I got into boost, and because there's no traction, I literally hit boost and I shift. Hit boost, shift. Now you can actually stay in it for a second. This thing is too cool. The alignment is horrific though. And it's not winding off throttle anymore. It sounds so much better. That's crazy. This thing is ridiculous. God damn. It's still doing it. hopefully you guys enjoyed. Catch you next time.